let me introduce myself first of all. I usually say that I'm a Dinobot. What that means is I'm a person that has worked in industry for 14 years and have been in academia and did my PhD in biggest research centers for now it's around 10 years. So what I'm going to introduce to you is basically a new technology that is believed to disrupt all the disruptive technologies that you have spoke about. Like metaverse, esports, smart cities, space exploration will be affected by the next generation of disruptive technologies, which is called quantum technologies. Quantum technologies either will replace some of the concepts that you had today or yesterday speaking about, or are the buzzwords of today, or there's a lot of investment on them. For example, blockchains, robotics, Web3, biotech, fintech, VR, XR, AR, AI, and many more. But the question is, what is quantum technology? And why is it important? It's a simple answer. It's the evolution of science. Human beings started to fantasize or to introduce some kind of misbeliefs, superstition, and so on as science. And then they started to formulate and understand the surrounding based on observation and based on formulation and education. So in the history of physics and science, then you had mathematics, simple mathematics. Then you had physics, for example, which I'm coming from. And physics of classical mechanics is what Newton invented or formulated. After that, many years after, many changes in physics, such as thermodynamics, such as hydrodynamics and so. And in 1856, a gentleman called Maxwell created or formulated the science of electromagnetism. So it's pretty much old science. We know it inside out. And for a scientist, for a physicist, there is nothing that will basically boggle my mind, because I know there's the parameters and the set of results that I expect. And after that, we saw that electromagnetism does not answer many of our questions. So Mr. Einstein invented relativity, and Mr. Max Planck in 1900 created the first steps of quantum physics. So I pose this question: is quantum technology science fiction? I think I tried to explain that no, it's not. It's 100 years of science. It's 100 years of technology. And we know very well how it works. And we are beyond the phase of thinking as a story, as a science fiction. But is it still in academia? You don't know me well. Many of you may be seeing me first. But you know many of these gentlemen and the esteemed lady there. They believe that it's not a state of research. It's time to act, as many European, American, and Chinese companies and governments are funding it and working on it. So if you want to basically catch the train, you have to be on it. Let's now say, what is quantum technologies? It has three major subcategories: quantum computing, quantum information and cybersecurity, and quantum sensing. Each of these topics will either enable or disrupt what you have. So your blockchains, I stand here and I say, it's not safe against a quantum computer. Yeah? Your metaverses are not safe against the quantum computer. Your bank accounts are not safe against a quantum computer if you do not act. What is quantum computer enabling us to do is calculations beyond what we are doing today. And then is the quantum sensing and reading out stuff to an extent that we have not been able. But I have to say, although it sounds bizarre and very new technology, you have been living with them, with the first generation actually, for a very, very long time. Whoever has a smartphone or a camera in this audience has a quantum technology 1.0. And whoever has been, unfortunately, to an MRI machine for medical reasons has experienced firsthand quantum sensing 1.0. But what is all the fuss about? As I have told you, we have been developing technologies, and our computation level has reached a point that now, instead of getting a stream of so-called quanta particles and controlling them, we have achieved a control over single quantas, such as photons, electrons, protons, you name it, and we can manipulate it. We can see its beauty. We can get new information out of it. Which again brings us to the three main categories. And I want to go one by one into each and every one of them. Quantum computing is not just a faster computation system. When you speak of digital systems, either you are 1 or 0, up or down. When you speak about quantum computers, you can be up and down at the same time. Also, you can be any position between 1 and 0 simultaneously. It means basically your data is not, there is no need to encrypt your data to, not encrypt, or map your data to 1 and 0. Rather, you can be anywhere in between. So this basically gives you the possibility to parallelize and do calculations in a manner that is much faster, but is a different type. So it means many of your digitalization will not be changed at the end. What will happen here is that you will be able to solve problems that are to the normal supercomputers of today unsolvable. They will need decades. And just to give you a minute to think about that, I show you the Chinese optical quantum computer, which is a masterpiece of beauty and technology. And this is real. It's the fastest optical quantum computer in the world. If you don't like an optical system, then you can go to a superconducting one. And this is what IBM is working on. In general, there are 8 new types of computing coming up, the ones that are established. Because in quantum computing, it's so disruptive and so powerful that every other day you're reading a new concept. Now I'm going to tell you why your blockchain and your encryption and everything needs to be revisited. A quantum computer, I told you, is capable of doing complicated calculations. One of these complicated calculations is to find, through a bunch of encrypted data, a prime number that you use to encrypt your system, or your mathematic formula that is behind it. The first supremacy demonstration that was done with a quantum computer in Google was to find a prime number. So, and nowadays they do it on normal classic computers as well, but your quantum computer will render your cybersecurity in matters of seconds to a non-existing situation. Bad news, good news. That was the bad news. The good news is that quantum computer is still not there, at least to mass market. Besides speculations that we think some states have it, nobody openly says that we have it. And I would not do it as well. I wouldn't say, okay, I have a quantum computer, people, stop your connections to me. But the other good news is the quantum cybersecurity technologically is advanced enough to support all upcoming quantum cyber threats posed by the quantum computer and your normal hacker problems. The market is mature. There are products, and it's already 2% of the cybersecurity space. I told you I'm promising you to disrupt metaverse, yeah? You heard from one of the speakers that they are trying to connect the brainwaves with the metaverse. How do you want to do it? Because traditional ways to read out the brain waves are humongous machines that are meters tall, and they read out very faint signals of the brain. Quantum sensing is promising to do that beautifully. And its new resilience height, it has higher measurement capability. It's something that I would say genuinely will change the way that we see the world. I know I like money, so let's give you some numbers about money. And you see this is from a McKinsey report. There's a lot of money going through the market. If you want, you can look at it step by step. I'll just give you a figure. In 2021, the money that was funded in the system was 35 billion euros or dollars, approximately. Nowadays they are the same. By EU, China, and US. So startup-wise, I know that there are not many of them here, but 220 startups in quantum computing exist worldwide. Cybersecurity, okay, that's the wrong figure. It's 110, or I don't see it here, 110 startups. And in quantum sensing, 58 startups, some of them to become unicorns soon. What is the problem? Do we have any risks? Do we have any challenges? Of course. The biggest one is talent. The biggest one is the talent problem. That has to be done through education. That has to be educating what we at Fernlevel call generation quantum new natives or something like that. And that's, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, the way that we want to go to Mars and beyond. So keep on tuned in the direction of talent training and bringing the next generation ready for quantum. We are doing activities. You will hear from us soon. Last word. I don't have much time left. I was initially going to quote this, but I saw that a lot of women empowerment is spoken here. And I want to say, for us, women empowerment is not a motto or just some kind of slogan or whatever. We are empowered by women. The woman that is leading us, Malek, is basically empowering the men that are trying to be disruptive, innovative, and bring new things to the market and to the ecosystem. Thank you very much.